Hi and welcome back to another game of Division. Today I'm going to be using the 26 yard guard Strelkovaya against the 78 Sturm. Just before we begin, I'll quickly go over the two decks. This is the 26 yard guard Strelkovaya Russian infantry battle group, which relies on close quarter combat. You have the Avtos and Stormosviki with their TNT and flamethrower variants, with the shock trait giving them a advantage in close quarters. You also have the KV-85, which is a good heavy tank to support your infantry and deal with other armor. And then you have a lot of good artillery options, which I'm going to be focusing on in this battle. I'm going to be trying to utilize my artillery to benefit my infantry as they push forward. You also have some decent air force with the IL-2 37s. This one actually comes with bombs and AT guns, so a really good variant of the IL-2 37. My opponent will be using the 78 Sturm, and things to be careful with when you're versing this particular deck is the Sturmschützen, the Beglet Pioneers and the Beglet Grenadiers. They're all going to be equipped with MP44s, meaning they're going to melt away your infantry, and pairing the Beglet Pioneers and Grenadiers with the Stug 3G means they're going to also get the Tank Rider bonus, and the Sturmschützen will also have the shock trait, so you do have to be careful when coming across them, especially with a Stug 3G. And then they've got the Pack 43, which is going to obliterate any of your armor, along with a Nashorn. They've got some flak that they can bring up, and along with some really good heavy artillery and off map. So let's get started. So on this map, I'm going to be trying to capture this flag here, these two over in the town, and then this one over here on the right, since they seem like the easiest to go for. You do have to be careful of your opponent coming down and trying to capture this flag, which will cut off your reinforcements to this flag and will be quite difficult to deal with. That's why I've got some defensive units coming in there straight away, right after the development. It's going to take them a while to get through this forest, but having units already waiting there means that you don't have to focus on it later on. Over on the right, moving up the Ultrasniki and the Fasniki to quickly move into their flag. This is why I like the Jeep transports, because you can get there before their Opel Blitz or whatever truck transport they're using. Your Jeeps are going to beat them to the punch. I unload the Avtos further back since he's not going to get there fast enough. I've got the Dozer for vision in case any armor is going to move across this field. I've got the Zis 3 and the Maxim. They're just going to be fighting defense from here. Maxim, guards, and Zis 3 for here. And then again, using the fast moving Jeeps to pick up the sniper team, the Ultrasniki and the Fasniki into this forest here. That way he can't just quickly take this and then put pressure on this flag. Over in the center, I did bring up a Maxim, which was meant to be providing cover fire for my Guardians and Avtos as they came across. They basically just swung into this forest here. It does go down to some flame off them, and my Ultrasniki are now threatened by them. Some guards in the back with the IS-1 and a Dozer. And then again, some Fasniki, Sneaky, Maxim, and a mortar team. With the flame war going on there, we do go down because of that leader squad supporting them. But this is a really good 20 cost support unit that can basically provide mortar cover and smoke cover if you don't want to spend the entire 60 cost. Really good for in the early game. I do try to pull the Avtos back, but they're going to get pinned down and surrender. Mortified does come in, but it's a little bit too late. Those are flame weapon though, so it might even get the kill. It looks like they're falling back. So over here, my troops are sneaky. You can see that those S trooping were going to try to make their way down to here, but they get stalled by my troops are sneaky, allowing me to bring in my Yak 9B to finish the job. Meanwhile, over on the right, our Sneaky does go down. Don't really have anything to deal with this armor except for the Avtos, but because of the T-26C, they are going to spot me before I can get my AT grenades off. So we're bringing in a second Yak 9B to deal with that. Now I'm not aiming the Stug 3G, I'm aiming the T-26C because I want to get rid of the Stug 3G's eyes. Once we take out the recon, the tank itself isn't going to be able to spot units unless it's very close. And that's exactly where I want it to be, so that I can hit it with my APCR shells for my Assist 3. The reason why I'm using the APCR shells is because if you use the AP shells at 1500 meter range, you're most likely not going to be able to pen the Stug 3's frontal armor. So it's much better to wait until you're at the 1000 mark with the APCR shells. There we go, actually bailed him out. Now that he's bailed out, you can quickly switch to your AP shells. And finish the job. Over here I've put up some more Avtos since the Flame Wolfer knocked out my other one. Got some reinforcements coming in on the right as well, since pretty much all my offensive died. I'm now going to be playing more defensively on the right side.
Вижу противника. Санитар!
My Avtos are going to start moving across, and I'm just going to be using the mortar to provide some smoke cover, and then just move away so that it doesn't get counter battery. You want to make sure that nothing moving down this street is going to try and pick them off, and nothing that could be hidden in this forest try to pick them off. Always making sure that you keep a rifle squad in the back to support your assault infantry is important, because you don't want your Avtos to start running across straight into one of their rifle squads and just getting picked apart without even being able to have any cover fire. Over here though, it's fine not to bring up a rifle squad since you are within the forest. Something coming through here could hit this Avto unit, but this one's completely safe. So now I'm bringing up my off map, and this is going to help me push into the town. Bringing this up in phase A for 90 cost, it's going to be relying on my guard units to be pushing forward with the IS-1. I've got the ZSU in the back there to provide covering fire, a sniper in case anything's just in these few buildings here, and then I'm just going to be relying on the Chernosesniki as a rear guard, basically coming at the back there with the OB-25 coming up and providing supporting fire from these forests here. And my Evto did go down to some Beglet Pioneers, but my Yaks are going to quickly take them out, leaving my second Avto to defend that flank. So as his infantry fall back, we can start advancing forward. And we want to get even closer to increase our range to further back. So that you do have 3 rounds off map that you can do. And you basically just want to start pushing into the front line of the town. And then as you drop your off map, just slowly push further and further into the town. So by going into the church, I now have better vision over what's happening within the town. And as the off-map comes off and they start to fall back, my guards should be able to spot where they are. I wasn't too sure if I'd win this engagement with his light tank so close, so I'm actually going to try and smoke off that section using my second close range mortar. Oh no, sorry, this is the more expensive 60 cost mortar, allowing me to use it for a much further distance. After the second wave of off-map, you can see the line being felt back. The Guardian is getting taken out by the Stug 3F though, so I'm going to be pulling out of the church in a second since I don't want to lose that. I've got some more Avtos, which were originally going to come over to this forest, but I decided to bring them up here to support my guards as they push forward. For this forest, I'm actually going to be bringing up the Stomasviki, some Strelkovaya, and then I've got a sniper and a KV-1E, which are going to head over to this area here and make sure that nothing can come through there. They don't have the MP44 though, so that's probably why. And the idea is basically to use the Strelkovaya to push forward, and then bring up the Strelkovaya to replace them, providing covering fire, while using my mortars to provide a smoke screen.
Отступаем!
Look at the Stug 3G. And the idea is I want to try and get this IS-1 centralized so that not only will it prevent a mishap of getting hit by a Panzerfaust from this forest, but it'll also, once moved to this road here, it'll be able to stop any reinforcements from using this road. And we managed to gain control of this flag now.
Прикончили гадов!
Did lose my Avto to a SDKFZ, but I then bombed it with a Yak. Moved up to KV-1E, so that won't happen again. Sniper is just picking off that S-Trooper that managed to sneak past. And I do try to make a bit of a push forward, but run straight to some S-Trooper. I surprisingly do get to spot this MG42 and PAC-40. I'm not too sure if that was by Dozer or if they tried to take shots at something. But I'm going to be bringing up a B4, which is just going to pound this spot until they have been removed. So the B4 is a very heavy artillery unit. It's got 10 damage, so it can just completely obliterate a squad if hit out in the open. And this is why you have to be very careful of dealing with this stormtrooper. Managed to completely annihilate a 10-man squad out in the open. And this IS-1 is in a great position now. So we're going to start advancing over into the forest now. You can see he's bringing up some reinforcements, but they're going to get cut off with my smoke screen. Got my mortar back here. Allowing my leader squad to safely get across without being pinned down by that MG42. Small engagement over on the left side. We've even got a SDKFZ supporting fire, so this engagement I am going to lose. I'm going to have to reinforce that. I've got a ZIS-3 that's going to make its way over to this forest and push forward. Again, trying to cut off resupply along this road. Not too sure what this IL-237's doing. I may have brought it in to take out one of these stugs, but it's lost vision. Sure why. I think he's just out of 1,000 damage. There we go. can see that before just obliterating this forest.
Борис, ложись! Вижу противника.
And my second one over here, which I brought up, is going to start making sure that anything that tries to reinforce this forest is going to have a very difficult time pushing forward.
Санитар!
Reinforcements arriving on the left.
Санитар!
I've got some more reinforcements. So I've got a KV-85, some Sosniki, and there's Domusviki with the flamethrowers. They're going to be making their way over into the forest. And we're going to try and recapture this flag again.
Зацепили! Санитар! Я больше не могу.
Прямое попадание.
Вижу
M42 goes
противника.
down, we're just going to replace it. And bring up an OB-25 as well.
Прямое попадание.
Now I should have been using the mortar, but I think I got a little bit distracted with trying to bring up reinforcements.
Враг близко. Идет где?
Now in this case I didn't need the APCR shells, so I should have actually had those turned off.
Сделали их.
I'm going to start advancing with our
Борис,
Domusviki
ложись.
now. I've also brought up my MLRS
Прямое
rockets.
попадание. Заряженные командиры. Ха-ха-ха, история. Прямое попадание.
Sneaky just falling up behind. So with that we do manage to capture this flag. And now we're just trying to knock out their armor in the back.
Вытащите меня
Got the
отсюда.
IL-237 coming in.
Борис, ложись.
I've also brought up my KV-85 and KV-1E. We do lose vision, but we're going to drop our bombs anyway.
Санитар!
So we do manage to push them back.
Вижу противника. Зацепили.
Прямое попадание.
You can see the massive difference between the turret sizes there.
Фашисты. Проверить прицелы.
That heavy artillery has just been relentless. There's nothing getting in there.
сделали их.
Я под...
The idea is that I was going to try and get my armor to push through this gap here, moving the Stormosviki through this forest, and then bringing up the Strelkovaya behind. But with that, we get our victory. So 2200 kills to 500 losses. Thanks for watching.